Imagine yourself playing your favorite video game. This is nice. Gosh, I'm having fun. Nothing could ruin this for me right now. Alert! Alert! Whoa, what's that? This game is compromised. The guy who designed Reginald Poodlebottom has been found placing sticks of dynamite in old people's mailboxes. Please uninstall immediately. Aw, shoot, not again. I want to get one thing clear before we do this. These things are bad. And for anyone who disagrees with me on this, please alter your worldview for the duration of this video and never change it back. There is no greater recipe for disaster than a gamer and their own money. You remember Golem Game? That pile of elephant gunk sucked, and yet it made enough money in its first week to fire this weapon for 12 seconds. Not only that, but Funko Pops pull a profit somehow, and by the divine will of God, those terrible mobile games make enough money to run ads on every social platform on the internet. At the same time though, not every bad video game purchase is this obvious. Buying a cool hat on Team Fortress 2 sounds like a pretty good idea, if the budget for keeping the item servers up wasn't 2 Nerf footballs and a Subway gift card. And where it gets really tough is when games don't boot up and hand you a peer-reviewed article on their crimes against humanity. Cyberpunk seems like a chill game, until you remember that CDPR crunched their employees for months and still put out a half-finished game. Not cool. Blizzard did that whole thing. Riot just laid off 500 employees out of nowhere and canned one of their biggest projects. Microsoft just laid off 2,000 employees and canceled their big-ass project. And amid this absolute sewage fire encompassing the entire modern video game industry, we've all had to confront the question of what games are and aren't okay to play. Navigating controversy is just part of the buyer's experience now. I don't want to accidentally feed money into the baby-crushing machine. I just want to play some video games without having to feel bad about it. So why don't we have some nice, non-controversial fun and talk about a game that has never experienced any negative controversy. Let's talk about Palworld. In this game, you run around an open world and... oh boy. Oh, that's not good. Pokemon with Guns is a game where you play Ark Survival Evolved on Breath of the Wild's map with Fortnite combat mechanics. It's beating records, selling millions, and threatening to invade the country of Singapore, and yet, there's some tension around its unprecedented success. People are throwing around questions like, did they AI generate their Pokemon knockoffs? Should they get sued for plagiarism? And the most important question of all, can I play it? In this corner we have Lad Romano 99, known for his work at the Arby's on 7th Street and microwaving a mean Hot Pocket. He bought Palworld for $30 on Steam and is insecure about his purchase. And our contender, a game developer on Twitter, who has spent the last 3 years hearing about the ways their job will get replaced by AI. Debate!
Dude, can we just agree that unethically sourced AI should stay out of video games? Please.
Dissenting opinion detected! Rabid chimp army go! Honestly, neither of these people are wrong, even if the army of macaques was a bit extreme. Wanting to play Pokemon with guns and opposing unethical game design practices aren't mutually exclusive actions. When this game came out, some people thought it looked fun and some other people correctly identified that the character designs are very obviously Pokemon ripoffs. All good, the game can be fun and transparently derivative, but then 40 different game journalists with nothing better to do used their gigantic platforms to call some random dude an idiot. Somebody brought AI into the argument at some point, and now we're on so many layers of unrelated bullshit that everybody has to fight over whether this game is a disgusting plagiarism monster or the unquestioned frontrunner for 2024 Game of the Year. But in reality, on that spectrum, Pokemon with Guns sits exactly in the middle. The obvious takeaway here is that modern game journalism sucks ass. Put that on the list. But we did brush over one other thing. Can you play this game? The short answer is yes, and if you got what you wanted out of this video, you're welcome to dip. But now that we've answered the easy question, we get to try a hard one. Why was there a month-long controversy over a completely inoffensive video game, while games that are actually effed up get to keep doing their thing? Well, let's talk about Harry Potter. Now, I don't know if this sounds insane to you, but Hogwarts Legacy was the best-selling game of 2023, which, if you need a refresher, was one of the greatest years we've ever had for video games. Tears of the Kingdom, RE4 Remake, Pizza Tower, I could list games all day, but then you'd have to hear me talk about things I like, and I've got other videos for that. But despite being the best-selling game of 2023, again, that is an insane bar to clear, I have to wonder why I've almost never heard Hogwarts Legacy mentioned outside the month it came out. It seems weird, right? I mean, compare that to Boom 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 Boom. Come on, I'm not the only one who forgot this game existed. And yet, in the undisputed year of peak, Harry Potter still topped the charts. A completely unremarkable game that people got death threats for playing was simultaneously the most popular game of the year. Why? Because all the people talking up a controversy over it was the best ad campaign the game ever could have asked for. But at the end of the day, the whole thing was at least a justified controversy, right? The world that Hogwarts Legacy takes place in was made by J.K. Rowling, and she is a bastard, add that to the disclaimer. So, it was immoral to support the game, right? Well, what if I say this? Lego Harry Potter. Nobody on planet Earth has ever talked shit on Lego Harry Potter because this game is beautiful and it is my child, and if anybody says it isn't wonderful, I'm sorry, I gotta put you in the gorilla enclosure during feeding hours. Look, I don't make the rules. But it's still associated with JK Ass Blast, right? Yes, but give me a second, I'm not done yet. Its level design and humor and charming early 2000s doofassery make Lego Harry Potter a blast to enjoy. I love it. And yet, if anything, it's probably more problematic than Hogwarts Legacy because it actually uses the crap-ass source material. That's the most you could ever say against Lego Harry Potter, because neither game had JK Barfbrain involved. And even with the source material, it's more of a parody than anything else. Actual canon shit like, magic works when you concentrate and say the right word, is world building that could only sound slightly unmoronic within the goofy simplicity of a Lego video game. If anything, it's successful despite the source material. So when we actually ask ourselves, is it okay to play this Lego Harry Potter game, we have to consider that what we're really looking at is a game that is not only its own thing, separate from the original creator, but also, at worst, we're talking about a leathery old hag getting 10 cents when you buy a 13-year-old game. Who cares? For all the shit that Hogwarts Legacy caused, not only was it pretty much entirely perpetuated by bullshit game journalism and did not make any sense at all, but all that attention just gave it a free pass to sell more copies than 10,000 better games that year. Nobody wins. Does that mean that we should never speak out against terrible people? God, course not. Especially the companies I mentioned earlier. Don't let the boob milk incident get swept under the rug. But in this case, turning people who hate JK's sorry ass, everybody, against people who would play a dumbass Harry Potter game because it looks fun, everybody, is only gonna force people to choose sides and act like idiots. A neo-Nazi made Minecraft. The solution to that situation isn't to create a polarizing war between people who oppose fascism and Minecraft players. It's to say, hey, fuck Notch, fuck Nazis, neither of them are worth anybody's attention. Check out this cool house I built with my boyfriend. And that's what it really comes down to, right? Attention. I hate to say it, but any publicity is good publicity. That's post-capitalism for you. Shit sucks, add that to the list. There's nothing better that could happen to any video game than for it to become the absolute center of attention on the internet for any reason. Again, look at Gollum. That shit clearly did not deserve to make $1 million and get 10 million more eyes on it. It has 2 active players. What about the 50 incredible games I played last year and the 10,000 I didn't that nobody's ever heard of? Where's the love for Fish Gun? I was surprised last year. I tried so many games that I didn't think I'd like at all, and I realized that there's a lot more bangers out there than any of us could even hope to be aware of. I did say that all publicity is good publicity, but genuine good publicity, even from one person, is really something special. I don't think it's wrong to play Palworld or Harry Potter or even Gollum game necessarily, but I hope you'll agree that we could stand to spread the love a little. Because the fact is, people are gonna argue about dumb video game shit for as long as there's a platform to do it on. There's nothing to miss out on there. At worst, just don't support a game studio if they're being shitheads. I know this video is kinda negative, but I made it to say this. Don't be afraid to talk about the things you love. Please, do talk about the things you love. Then there will be more of it. And that's cool as hell. Also, go watch LUXYHUGS. He voiced this guy in the Wipeout Whatever debate section. Watch him go! Now! Fly, my pretties! Fly, my pretties! Fly, my... Fly, my pretties!